Hello everyone, my name is Pixlriffs and welcome back to Decidedly Vanilla. How are you guys doing? Hope you're all having a fantastic day, and thank you so much for participating in the poll on the last video where I was asking what kind of content you guys want to see from Decidedly Vanilla, what kind of projects you want me to work on. We had a lot of votes, and it turns out there's about a 2/3 to 1/3 split in favor of working here at the jungle on this base. I think it was about 65% of people wanted base work and this jungle kind of project to continue, and 35% wanted action to happen over at Seahaven. So I will try and keep a decent ratio, like a 2-to-1 ratio of videos to make sure that everybody gets a little bit of what they want, because I'm all about that. I'm all about everybody being happy. And so yeah, we're going to do a bit of work over at the jungle base here today, and then maybe the next episode or the episode after that, we'll head over to Seahaven and see what's up. But things may have moved on quite significantly with what's going on at Seahaven since then. So we will see. We'll see how this works out. But I've been clearing a little bit of the jungle out here, kind of getting rid of some of the trees and seeing what kind of terrain we're working with. And I'd already cleared out little sections of it here and there when I was building the temple, just so I could kind of see where things were going in. But for the most part, I have not done a great deal of tree clearage around here, so that is going to be part of today's episode. We're probably going to get a significant chunk of the jungle cleared out around here, and that's pretty straightforward, laborious work. That's just chopping down trees and getting rid of leaves and taking a look at the lay of the land. Now, if I could actually get up this cliff, some days I just completely fail at the most basic of parkour stuff, but here we are. This section here is kind of what I want to clear out between the jungle temple and the jungle temple, I suppose, between my sandstone base temple over here and the jungle temple that I kind of used as my starting point when we moved here to the jungle, and the site of the shipwreck over here. So all of the trees between here and the temple are probably going to go, and I've kind of been hesitant to do this stuff because I think the foliage in jungles is probably the best in Minecraft in terms of how things are developed. There's a lot of trees, like a little log and surrounded by oak leaves on the jungle floor can just make the world of difference when it comes to like making the place feel immersive, making it feel like you're actually going through a jungle. And I feel a bit bad tearing some of that stuff down because it generates so well. But the thing is, we can always regrow any of the trees I take down. It's not the matter of like the tree is gone, it's gone forever, right? Because, you know, we can grow two wide jungle trees. We can make that happen. So I think we're going to have to take out some of this stuff, and I want to do a bit of building. I've got a ton of sandstone and sand from the nearby desert, the one that's over there that I've been using to mine out all my sand when I need glass or anything like that. And I try not to convert sand into sandstone because sand has so many other uses that are like one-to-one in terms of the blocks you create. And if you put sand in a 2x2 crafting grid, you only get one sandstone. So it always feels a little bit wasteful. But I think what we're going to do is do a little bit of sandstone building up here and over there, and just try and start surrounding the temple with some other structures, some support structures, I guess, some things that make it look like there's actually a living civilization here, or there was once upon a time. In fact, somebody in the comments of the last episode, I forget exactly who it was, but I'll put their comment on screen, said that with the kind of idea I came up with these crystals, the beacons first and foremost, instead of it being Final Fantasy inspired when I was still working on stuff like, you know, this is from Ark Survival Evolved. When I wanted to create some sort of significance for them, I suggested that one over there was going to power the sort of technology around here, like the robot dinosaurs and everything. This one was going to be to do with the weather, that one was going to be to do with nature, and I didn't really have a good idea for this one, but somebody thought maybe the yellow one up there in the sky, the gold one, is controlling time. And I found that was a really interesting idea because there are going to be a mixture of different sort of technologies and civilization styles around here. There's going to be these guys who clearly build with sandstone. There's going to be the robot things, which may or may not be related to this civilization at all. There's the skeletal robot over there that is clearly dead, while some of these others are clearly still active. So evidently there is something a little bit weird going on with time, and the flow of time may be being shifted around by this. And to be honest, like, one of the initial inspirations for this base was the Lost TV series, and as you guys may know if you watch that series, time kind of becomes a factor in there later. Like, it turns out that certain members of the island, like the crew who have been stranded there, kind of get displaced in time and end up going back to the early days of the island, just as a kind of a way of showing you what happened in the past without it just constantly being flashbacks like it tended to be in that show a lot of the time. So maybe time is being warped and shifted here. Maybe that's how come the ship ended up being wrecked in the first place. The lore of the base is expanding day by day, and you guys are contributing to that. So I really want to thank you for your suggestions and stuff like that in the comments. Now, one other project I really want to get working on today, and hopefully we'll be able to find some stuff. Look at, there's so many skeleton horses around here. The traps have all been diffused at this point, but the horses remain, and I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I kind of feel bad about killing them because they're somewhat rare, but also, every time you get a thunderstorm around here, I see a couple more skeleton horses, so it tends to happen a lot. But anyway, as I was saying, one of the things I want to do today is really get started on a source of food. And I do want it to be either steak or golden carrots or something that with a saturation that's going to last a decent amount of time so I don't have to keep running back and forth, getting more food, eating all the time. And right now I'm down to 2 steak and 3 apples, and I could just head over to Seahaven and grab some food from there, but I would really like to get a food source set up here so I don't have to travel back and forth and my time is used a little bit more efficiently. So I'm not certain exactly where I'm going to find a source of food here in the jungle. Occasionally you get sheep wandering around, occasionally you get cows, but for the most part, what spawns naturally in the jungles is parrots and cats, neither of which really provide you with an ample source of food. So maybe we could get started on some kind of vegetable farm. Maybe I could just use the nano farm to whip up some potatoes in the short term, but in the long term, I really want to get either a carrot farm and grab some gold from somewhere, although I do have a decent amount of gold that I got from that strip mine, so maybe that would be a good option. But aside from that, maybe I also want to set up a source of steak as well. Steak or mutton or something like that will definitely be good for the long haul. We will see. But one more thing I wanted to do before we really kick off is this. I have 8 stacks of diamond ore right here that I've wanted to crack into for a long time, but I keep forgetting to do it in an episode. And obviously, like, there's a ton of other resources in here as well. The lapis ore I've been fortuning in turning into lapis blocks because slowly but surely I've been replacing all of the blue concrete blocks here in the temple with lapis blocks. The eagle-eyed viewers may have noticed that this happened in a previous episode, and I haven't gotten all of the way with it because, as you guys will see, there is water on top of some of these lapis blocks and it keeps taking out all of the torches, and so it's a little bit annoying to have to instantly try and click in a lapis block to stop the entire temple from flooding, especially when I've got fire and torches and all kinds of other removable stuff around the place. It also swept away a ton of my parrots, hence why there are only a few parrots dotted around now and they're all no longer in the same place. But anyway, we're going to fly over to the island over here, which I've cleared out a little bit of, just so I have a nice big open space. And today, we're going to take my mighty Fortune 3 pickaxe, which I have on me here, and we're going to fortune all of this diamond ore. And I wanted you guys to leave a comment with how many diamonds you think I'm going to get from this, and I will come back to the diamond fortuning collection at the end of the episode, and I'll show you exactly how much I've got. So I'm going to do this, and I will see you guys in a little bit. Well, if you ever wanted to see what an enormous diamond haul looks like in Minecraft, this is probably it. This is an 8x8 cube of diamond ore. I honestly didn't realize that was how it was going to work out until I put this together, and we're going to fortune the entire thing now. So leave your answers in the comments. And I'll reveal this at the end of the video. So keep watching for the end of the video. I'll tell you exactly how many diamonds we got from this. And then we'll do a bit of fun stuff in between. How about that? So let's, without further ado, let's do it. So the diamonds have now been harvested and placed inside this shulker box in the center of my base. We're going to open that at the end of the episode and I will reveal the exact number of diamonds we got. But if it's any indication of quite how much ore harvesting I just did, I think I gained about 10 levels. I think I was around level, like, I had about 37, 39 levels. I've now got 48. And if you guys know that, like, the amount... The amount of experience it takes to level up in this game actually increases exponentially after level 30. And the amount of experience it takes to level up in this game actually increases the more you level up. So between 39... I think between 30 and 39, it takes about the same amount of experience as it takes to go from level 0 to level 30. So if that's any indication of quite how much experience I got from that, that is probably a solid indication of quite how many diamonds we just received as well. And if my slime block elevators would actually work, I could come up here and get on with the rest of today's episode. There we go, finally. Okay, so we're going to be heading up here. We're going to be doing a little bit of jungle clearing. I think we'll do that in the form of a time lapse because I like doing time lapses of stuff like this. It's really satisfying to watch everything being cleared away. So we're going to cut to a time lapse and I will see you guys on the other side. Welcome back, folks. Hope you enjoyed the time lapse. I've tried to lure some cows over to my base from the farm at Seahaven, and I managed somehow to get 6 of them to come with me through the nether portal, but since they've reached the shipwreck, it's been a total disaster. These 2 are the only ones that seem interested in following me. I got these other 2 to about here, and now they seem to be going on a boating holiday together, and those 2 over by the portal just don't want anything to do with it. They're just kind of minding their own business over there. So I'm at least going to try and get these 2 over to the temple, and then we should be able to start on a little cow farm. Now, I don't really have an area set up for it yet or anything, so I figure what I will do is probably just lead them down into the basement layer of the temple that I started on but haven't really done a whole lot with yet, and fence them off down there with some light and maybe just have a chest of wheat nearby that I can use to breed them up. And as long as we've got 2, then that's okay. But the other 4 should be coming with me, and right now they don't know what they're doing. So we'll see how this goes. But hopefully this will mean that I have a decent supply of steak for the foreseeable future, as long as I can keep these guys bred up. And I've got a wheat farm and a nano farm I can use for wheat as well. So hopefully this shouldn't be too much of a problem. Here you go, lads. Here's your new home, at least for the time being. I guess we can probably block this up with some granite or something so they don't find their way out of here for the time being. And yeah, I guess that'll do. So you guys go ahead and breed while you're in there. Hopefully you're in the mood too. Hopefully this hasn't been a traumatic experience for the pair of you. If I can reach that one at the back, that would be helpful. I guess I'll probably just knock the wall through because they'll be too interested in each other once we start the breeding process. Okay, and then I guess I will probably have to completely block this off until I can get some fences together because, yeah, the little cows, the baby cows are probably just going to walk right out of there if I leave it open. So there we go. We've at least got 2. So that is mission partway accomplished. Now let me put together a fence gate or something like that so that I can make my way in there. We are going to be improving the living situation down there, so no animal cruelty taking place just yet. But yeah, I'm not certain what kind of style farm we're going to go with. I'll probably not do any kind of technical style farm because I've seen a lot of really cool like nano cow farms where people just have them floating in a block of water and then they can breed them up and kill them as necessary or let entity cramming do the work. But I'm not really interested in doing stuff like that. Basically, I just want a set of cows that I can maybe just use looting on every now and again to get a bunch more leather and a bunch more steak, and that will do me just fine. There we go, that's a little better. Now they've got some fence gates, so I can at least get in and out, or get them in and out if I need to. And yeah, we will expand one of the areas down here to include like a proper animal farm. We'll make the place look a little bit more homey for them. That'll be nice. Let's see what we can do about getting these other cows over here so we at least have a small collection that we can breed up to start off with, because breeding cows up from just 2 of them is always a bit of a lengthy process, so I'm hoping to speed that up in any way I can. Now with 2 handfuls of wheat, hopefully I should be able to attract, I think I've got 1 of them, and this one seems to be making his way over. Come on, laddie, get to shore. There you go. They move so slowly in water because they're just bobbing up and down that way, so I guess, yeah, we'll just have to get them across this bit. That one's already lost interest, of course. They're so fickle. They look at the wheat for about 2 seconds and they're like, oh, that looks tasty, but then half a brain, the rest of them. Now, let's see if we can use F3 and B to take a look at the boat's hitbox. That way we should be able to take out the boat without hurting the cows. Very good. That boat has been there for goodness knows how long. It's kind of been a fixture of this place for a little while, but I'm going to have to break it if I'm going to get the cows through. There we go. Having 3 of them with me is not too bad. Let's disable those hitboxes. They're kind of ugly to look at the entire time. Come on, let's make our way through the tunnel. There we go, there we go. At least you guys are paying attention, unlike your friend who's out there by the nether portal. Have a feeling we'll have to use some fishing rods or something to lure that one in. We will see. But yeah, it looks like we're most of the way there now, so thankfully we should be able to get these guys set up in the lower section of the temple, and we'll have ourselves a nice little steak farm. Brilliant stuff. They're all in the pen now, except for that one over by the nether portal, who I will try and lure in, but I think I'm only going to give it one more attempt before I just give up and continue breeding the population that's down there already. But that's the start of a good little cow farm. Should be able to resolve our food problem over here, and in the meantime, I'm eating the apples that I got from harvesting all of those trees earlier, so thankfully a lot of the jungle foliage is oak trees as well as the jungle leaves, so got a fair few apple drops out of that. Come on, laddie, it's your turn now. You're going to follow me this time. Very good, very good. All right, I'll do the rest of this off camera, and then I'll come back to you when we're ready to get building. So I'm up here with my llama friend on the section we just cleared out in today's time-lapse, and I'm not entirely certain how I want this to go, because with the temple being there in the background, I kind of want that to be... I want it to be concealed to a certain extent from these angles, but then I also want it to be more exposed. I'm not sure. I did say I was planning on putting a cave behind here, so this section here is probably still going to have to kind of... There's going to be an outcropping here which is going to disguise part of the temple. So I guess I'm just going to have to stop being so squeamish about it and start building. But this is the real problem I have when it comes to building some stuff, is that I just want everything to look good from all angles, and you can't always do that. That's the lesson I'm learning from today's episode. This is the stuff that I have to get over slightly. I also really, really wish I didn't do stuff like this, because I spotted that in the time-lapse footage. You might not have noticed it. I tried to conceal it somewhat artfully whilst I was rendering those sequences, but yeah, I left a massive section of a jungle tree up here. There's probably just one block up here, one single piece of wood that is ruining the view for everybody. So let me quickly pile this sand up here so I can get this down. So this looks like one of the branches of a jungle tree has just not been cut down properly, but hopefully that should be everything. Let me just shear away the rest of this foliage, and looks like we're good. Okay, I'll leave the rest of this to despawn and make my way back down. But yeah, oh boy, that was a mistake. That was a bit of an omission from the last section here. You know what? You know what I never do? I haven't really had that much fun with llamas. So we're going to have a bit of fun with a llama today. We're going to grab a bit of wool from down here in the jungle temple and shapow. Wait, is that not how this works? Do I have to tame you first? Is that a thing? I got to ride the llama? Apparently we do. Apparently we do. You're a healthy looking chap though. I wonder what we need to feed you. I guess we probably need to feed them. Is it a hay bale that they eat? Is it hay? I think they eat hay or wheat, maybe. Let's see if we can feed them some of the stuff we were luring the cows with. You can tell I'm an inexperienced llama farmer, can't you? Because I have absolutely no idea what to feed this guy. All I did to get him over here was to offer a lead. Oh. Looks like you eat that. Good. Okay, well, now Llama Bleat's angry. So is Llama going to let me ride him? Are we gonna ride the llama? Ah, we are gonna ride the llama. He's gonna give us a bit of a suffocation in the block for our troubles. But there we go. Oh yeah, show me the llama. Stop looking at the inside of your own head, you fool. Let's hop up here and check out this guy in all his glory. Oh yeah, look at you. Oh, that's so cool. I have not had enough chance to play around with these. He looks like he's wearing Christmas decorations. This weird sort of way. Almost has like a little toque kind of style thing going on, but with the ears popping out. That's gorgeous. You look great, buddy. Round of applause for him, everyone. We need to think of a name. Think of a name for this llama in the comments, as well as your diamond total guesses, which we will get to in just a second. But it's definitely time to get building around here. So let's grab out some sandstone. Let's turn this jungle wood here into a convenient crafting table, and let's get to work. Now, these aren't going to be entirely sandstone structures either. Obviously, in this, we have a bit of the blue concrete, which looks great, and I think we're probably going to go with yellow and blue as a theme for the builds in this area, so they stand out against the green here. I mean, we've got a green and blue kind of situation going on for our llama buddy here, so I reckon we will do that, but we're also going to use up some of the jungle wood from around here, because I like using resources that are local to the area I'm building in, and of course I have an absolute ton of jungle wood from cutting down all of these trees, so really it makes a lot of sense to do that. Here we go. A footprint is going in. I think this is going to look good. I'm working on a larger scale than I normally would as well. This is the thing. When I build sort of ordinary, quote-unquote ordinary houses, the kind of medieval rustic style stuff that I sometimes do, I tend to build on a smaller scale so that it matches like the scale of the player themselves, so that like ceilings aren't normally like super high above your head. The way they kind of are in modern houses, sometimes the ceilings get a little bit taller, and there's certain like Victorian styles of houses where the interior ceilings are super high, but then I think some stuff just tends to look a little bit too big occasionally, so I tend to build it more on a scale that sort of would match how tall the player is. With this stuff, it's going to work differently, because I've already got these sort of giant temple style structures. I feel like this is going to be working with much larger blocks in a way. It's going to be set up so things are a little bit taller, a little bit broader than I would normally build them. So the trick to making effective use of sandstone, I have found, and this is more, perhaps maybe more of a personal preference than anything else, but I think it really works best if you're using it in patterns, especially for this kind of temple style structure, or these kind of ruins that are supposed to be a little bit ancient. I like the idea of building them in very distinct patterns. So you'll see what I've got here is 2 sandstone and a smooth sandstone capped off with another regular sandstone, and I think just doing that all the way around adds this sense of uniformity that you don't normally get from just the regular sandstone block, because it looks so cracked. Obviously, if you're just building the average house and you're using sandstone, you probably want to mix up the texture a little bit to make it look a little bit more rough, but with what we've got here, I really think it's important to establish patterns. That way it feels a lot more deliberate. It feels almost like the builders had such a distinct plan for the whole thing. And I'm thinking perhaps we throw a little bit of this in here. What do we think about that? Let's step back and take a look. Yeah, the thing about cyan concrete powder as opposed to regular cyan concrete is that the cyan concrete looks sort of dull. Let's actually add some water to this and make some so that you can see it. It loses that kind of light blue sparkle that some of the concrete powder has, this like shimmer almost, that I find really attractive in this block. And waxing lyrical a little bit here. The way this looks is just vastly superior to how dull cyan concrete gets, which is mad, really, because concrete is normally such a vibrant color. It's like such a primary color, and I know that primary colors are like a different thing, but you know what I mean. It's got such a bright, like unfiltered color to it. But cyan just seems a little bit duller than other colors, except where you have these specks of light blue that start to show up in here. And we could be using light blue concrete, but I really think it looks quite elegant blended in here with the sandstone. So I think this structure is going to end up using a lot of this for the primary walls. We want the sandstone to be more of like a frame, the way you might use wood in another build. And we're going to be using cyan concrete powder to kind of fill in the sections here in much the same way if we've used lapis and blue concrete in the main temple build. This one is going to be a little bit lighter, being up here on the hill and all. It's really going to stand out. If we take a look back at this from the tree line over here, that's definitely going to stand out on top of the hill here. And to be honest, it's not looking that bad compared to the temple. Like one of my chief worries about building stuff around here near the temple is that the temple is either going to make them all look rubbish because of how good that looks, or they're going to diminish how good the temple looks by having more stuff around here. But I think varying the materials like this and mixing stuff up a little bit is really going to add to this. So yeah, hopefully that should go okay. I'm going to do a little bit more of this off camera, but I think I've made this episode long enough already. I'm trying to do about 7 different things in an episode, and that is going to make things a little bit too long. So I will catch up with you guys next time, where we'll probably do a little bit more building on this, and then maybe we'll head over to Seahaven and see what's up. But that's going to be it for now. Thank you guys so much for watching Decidedly Vanilla. My name has been Pixlriffs. Leave a like on today's episode if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye for now. Wait. I completely forgot. Hello, Zloy. I completely forgot to show you guys the contents of our shulker box. Are you ready for this? Are you ready to see how many diamonds we got from an 8 by 8 by 8 block of diamond ore? There it is, my friends. There it is. And for the uneducated, for the people who are not good at quick maths, and for people like me who have used a calculator to add up all of this, I can tell you that the correct number, the amount we got from all of that ore, is 1,048 diamonds. That is a little over 110 blocks worth of diamond. And oh boy, this is a lot. This is a lot of diamonds, but still not quite enough for a full tier 4 beacon. But yes, as you guys will probably know if you've used any kind of like binary numbering system before, a single row of 8 stacks of 64 is going to add up to 512, so double that, you get 1024, and add the 24 on the end, that's 1048. That is a lot of diamonds. So congratulations if you guessed right in the comments, and with that, I will leave you guys. Take care, see you soon, bye for now.